Just try and make the screen move. And the video on this worksheet is awkward because of the number of titles and things. So moving on from this complex circuit, there is a type of gate called a NAND gate. And it's an AND-D, but with a NOT after it. So let's take that circuit out, put a switch in, and this switch is going to be B. So this is on, off. I've got a single output, and I'm looking for the NAND gate, and it's not these connecting zeros you're looking for, it's on the output connection here. So there's my NAND gate. If I connect it up, two offs become an on. If I turn one of them on, this turns through and it actually goes, yeah, I'm still going to stay on. If I turn that one off and put that one on, it stays on. But when they're both on, it switches over to off. That's completely the opposite to what the AND gate is. Do that pair bulb again. And I go connect from there to there to there. The red line said that there weren't enough inputs for this, so it knew there was an error. So look at the states of these. This little circle just means whatever this one is doing, do the opposite. It's the same as the triangle with a circle. So if I turn them both off on the inputs, is that and that correct? No. So we switch it for the output on the NAND gate. So the NAND gate does the opposite of these two things being together. And this gate you will have created by now. So when I change them, still opposite. They flip back, flip back. So this is in the opposite state always. And the reason that's done is this is the actual circuit needed to build a NAND gate. It takes one quite large resistor and two transistors. Now what the transistors do, they're a bit like a variable resistor. If this voltage coming in at A is low, the resistance of this is very, very high, a lot more than the 10k put at the top here. And the same thing for B. So if these are both off, we've got a big resistance, a big resistance. These two big resistances say, do the comparison. This is a small resistance to a large resistance. This is now closer to the top voltage, so it's on. Okay. If I turn one of them on, so this has now gone low, so this has a very low resistance, and we're talking tens of ohms to hundreds of ohms generally. Depends on the use of the type of transistor, but in microelectronic circuits you're talking tens of ohms. So this goes on. We've now got something like 10,000 ohms compared to virtually nothing, but still a very big resistance here. So this is it. Oh, this Z is still connected to that high voltage. And finally, when I turn both of these on, we've got a low resistance and a low resistance. This 10k then is big, and that means that this is now proportionally closer to that bottom fade. So when this is on and this is on, this turns low, turns high because there's a low resistance here. So that is comfortable to be into this ground line. Because that circuit's so simple to build, nearly all electronics are actually built using them. So that is a resistor and two transistors. That's a resistor and two transistors. The circuitry in there is actually quite simple and compact. So we can actually make this sort of gate. And I want you to investigate these. If I've got two NAND gates, one after another, what does it create? So I'll delete that one. I can delete that line. And let's just check the circuit. So it's a NAND gate followed by a NAND gate going out. Always remember, you make sure you're checking you've got the right thing. It connected both of these and that one to there. So what we'll have a look at is NAND gate, a little connection across, 2 inputs. So I've got that circuit. What happens when I start changing it? Both of these are on. I get it, the light comes on. If either of these are off, it goes to nothing. If they're both off, it stays to nothing. By this time you should recognise what that gate is. That's the core. I'd like everybody to, oh sorry, that's past the core. That's the extension task, is to try and investigate what these NAND gates do. There's a few games around that you can try and do. This NAND game will try and get you to build up a game, an actual computer, so from NAND gates, build all the other logic gates. Khan Academy try to get you to analyse what's going on. It's a bit more of an advanced topic, but it does have some nice stuff in their resources for about logic gates. And there's 6 levels here from a game called Circuit Scramble. Now, I've only found it on Android, and at the moment I can't even install it on my phone for some reason. So I'm trying to work out what's happening. But these are the first 6 levels, and the challenge is A, B, C, D. So we've got 4 inputs. You've got to turn them on in the right way so that this circuit makes the light bulb turns on. I found the game quite addictive. I went for quite a long time. I think I got up to about 100, level 100 or something. That was last summer. So you've got the game there that you can actually take. If you get the game, you can go away and create them. If you can't create the game, you can create these circuits and try and make the light bulb turn on and tell me which switches are on, which are off. So if I think this one, I need, if we work through it, I want this to be on. Here's an AND gate. What do I need to make an AND gate turn on? Well, both inputs need to be on. So I go back again, AND gate. This needs to be on, so both of these need to be on. So if I take a moment. Video. Alright, I'll have to do it live. So let's take out the NAND gates, put some more switches in. C, D, we had AND gates, 1, 2, and flip the other one over there, connect them up, pairs, oops, connect up, there we go, connect that one to that one, connect that one to that one, connect that one up. So let's see what happens when I try turning switches on. No light, no light, no light. Suddenly I get a light. So I said that working backwards, I need both of these on to make this light up. To get that to light up, I need both of these on because it's an AND gate. So I go through and put them in. If you change the gate, the problem changes. So if I put this gate in there, which they call an OR gate, one of the challenges, I think, is to reduce the number of moves needed. So if this is the initial problem, everything off, get this to turn on, well, I'd still need both of these bottom ones on to make that line light up. But how many switches do I need to flip here? Oh, an OR gate, only one of the inputs needs to be on. So I could turn that one on, I could turn that one on. Either of those situations will give me the best solution. If you did that, it will give you part marks. Okay, so there's lots of little logic games out there to go and play with. Complete the worksheet, please, as far as you can. Anyone who wants to play with the AND gates and create things like this inverter, this is me doing it, so I've already created them. There's lots of little boxes telling you what to do. To create this inverter, that was taking out an AND gate. Connect. Yeah, you have to turn things the other way around. You have to take the triangles and drag them back to where they came from. So now when I turn that on, that on, and now get a 0. Well, I can now to create this one. Now at this level, it's supposed to be creating an AND gate. So what's needed for an AND gate is another inverter. So I can take that, put it below, connect that one to there, check it. And what does it say? What do I know I've completed? I've completed successfully, yeah, so I can move on. I've got the right circuits and now I can use those. I now need to make an OR gate. And if you look at the situation, one thing I could do is I want both of those to be inverted and then AND them. And then both as inputs. Now I'm doing these quickly because I know the algebra behind them as well. So, missed one. Both on, off. Oh, I've got, yeah, I know why, because I've got that. I need to put a little line in here. You click on the line, and you can move it and break it. So now, hopefully, and now if I check, I completed this level, yeah. Okay, that's it, that's the video.